We are live. What's up? What's up? What's up? 3DIY Brothers
What's good?
Podcast with myself, Loco, and LS Chevy Rider. What's good? What's good?
Shit, I'm good, bro.
Good.
man,
I'm bringing up the chat.
it's lit, man. Yes, sir. Craig, thanks for being patient, man. We appreciate it. I seen you in here bright and early. Man, we all been busy, man. I mean, you know, like LS been doing his thing, been running across the state of Texas. Loco, I've seen all kind of pictures. What's that?
Trying to get these box Chevys running, man. Keep the old school alive.
Yes, sir.
Man, Chevys and Regals.
Yeah, man. Chevys,
Another
Buicks,
one
Regals,
back on the road.
Oldsmobiles, all of the old schools, man. Just trying to get it done, man. And a lot of people are, really taking advantage of this time that they have. Some people got some time at home right now, and it's good to see people are taking advantage of that to try to keep their mind going and just try not to think about negativity, but just turn into something positive. So it's really cool that we are able to support each other. And keep each other motivated as well as others and stuff. So, but
Yeah, definitely.
So we're gonna let LS take us, man, and do his thing, man. Y'all gotta take it easy on LS today because he in the car, so we may have to repeat ourselves a couple of times. He ain't gonna be able to look at the screen and everything, so we're gonna have to help him out a little bit.
So at this point in time in the broadcast, man, we want to recognize where everybody checking in from. You know what I'm saying? Our goal is to hit like all 50 states. I know when Mr. John checks in, we go international, like Canada. But, drop it down in the comments where y'all checking in from, so we can get a up to date like the state, reference state. And so checking in on 3DIY podcast, wherever it may be. Not where you're from, you know what I'm saying, but where you're actively watching the podcast from. You know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing.
Okay. So it looked like we got Tennessee in the house. Badass, I believe he's been here before. Yep. Yeah. We got Lawrence Jackson in the building. We got Craig. We got Badass in the building. But we got a couple comments, while we're waiting on people to tell us where they're from. Lawrence, let us know what state you're coming from. Craig, go ahead and drop what state you're coming from. So
we got Kansas in the building.
Kansas. Yes, sir. We got Ohio up in here. Craig has a recommendation for us. Something that I think might be a good idea, something we can consider, and we kind of did it accidentally today by getting our broadcast set up. It sent out a notification early. While we was getting set up, they was all getting in the comment section. And when we came in here, we already had comments. But basically what he said is when you set the stream up, do the setup time for later, like say, our goal time is 8:00, we'll set the setup time for actually 8:30. And then if we go live at 8:25, 8:15, people will get the notifications. You know what I mean? Or we can go live even later than that. So you got California in the house.
What's the 3 sun layout?
Oh, the sun layout?
3 suns layout.
I don't know.
Oh, you must be talking about like how we did last time, where one up top, 2 at the bottom.
Okay.
Because right now it's like 1, 2, 3. But it's fine with me, but Oh, because if you do it the other way, it shows the names.
Okay, let me see.
But
here.
maybe because you have the rep your state.
The
is
banner
covering
on
it,
there.
but yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I forgot to put the ticker on.
The other day, the one was able to put it so yeah, it had our names and then record state. Like,
It was like the pyramid style. Yeah.
So yeah, we still on the roll call, but we got our names on there, and then that way everybody knows what's going on. They know who we are. You got myself, Cat Locos Garage, and LS Chevy Rider 254. So something we was talking about, and we kind of started this on LS Chevy Rider's channel was some of the tools that we use and stuff that we like to have, in the garage, and that kind of led us to the next stage of the conversation of what we thought was like the very essential tools that you have to get started, working on your car or being a DIY type person, guy or girl. So that was one of the things we was talking about. But before we head into that, I'm just kind of setting the stage. We got to do our current events. Totally forgot about current events. Totally forgot about it.
I should have the big mic right here.
Totally forgot about it. But we're gonna get to the main topic in a minute. What's been going on, y'all? What's going on, Cat Loco, LS Chevy Rider? What's been going on in your world, man?
So LS go first. I'll go after.
Wow. Yeah. Well, let's on big. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got that first start happening. It's been accomplishment for the fact that we preview the topic.
You kind of breaking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got you in a dead spot.
Yeah, colors.
Hey, LS, we're not catching any of that right now.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't touch. That's something done before. Huh? Being is in that we never before, man. It's big. That's much been a highlight of what's been going on my channel. First of the cup. Get out there, line up for 20.
Well, I think we're having some signal issues over on the LS side.
That was.
Hey, LS, we didn't hear none of that.
We're gonna bring it back for you, brother. Hopefully by that time you're in a different area. We can't hear a word you're saying except for like something we never done before. I think that was the only thing I heard you say.
420.
Yeah, 420.
It was something. It was something that we never. It was something as why we never heard. It was a big feat. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, to be so that confidence was really it was something large. You know what I'm saying? Rebuilding the top end of a motor. And how to be successful in running. When we did start, I mean, we didn't go up, or if it was going to, start knocking, or we didn't know what to expect. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, we were successful. We were successful in that. You know what I'm saying, and that's a big.
Hey, this reminds me of that meme that's on like TikTok where they like, hey grandma. That's what's going on with his screen. It's like freezing. But I think what he said is, he got, and I barely heard it, and maybe you guys might have a better interpretation. But he got his engine together, and it was something that he had never done before, rebuilding everything from the top, and didn't know what was gonna happen, right? He said he didn't know what was gonna happen, didn't know if it was gonna knock, whatever. So, or if it was gonna catch fire. We didn't know if that was gonna happen. But hey, he had the fire extinguisher on deck, so So everything was good, and sounded strong. It sounded strong.
For the
All right,
record,
Queen.
we did. It was literally.
What did he say?
Oh no.
All right. So what's been going on with you, Loco? What's going on, man?
Oh shit. I've been pretty quiet the last week and a half at least. Like I said, a lot of stuff been happening with the beer flu going on. The beer virus.
The beer virus, the beer flu.
So yeah. So like, we got notified of our little vacation coming up.
Okay.
So, you know about the vacation. I'm on the vacation in about 2 weeks. So that kind of stopped the spending. Because I mean, that's like a paycheck gone in May. So, luckily, I bought tools a year in advance or parts. So the majority of parts can still keep going on. But it's definitely going to take an impact on the builds because I can't just order what I want and put it on.
Right.
But yeah, so last thing that I show people on IG is most of the parts are painted. Today I did the heads. I didn't like how they turned out, so I put oven cleaner on there again. And then I'm probably, I don't know if I'm gonna go back to the bottom end or if I'm gonna go lap the valves, paint it, and then slap it on there.
Okay.
So yeah, so I'm about to put both heads on. I'm about to put the bottom end in, and then like I said, I got like 2 weeks of downtime, so the engine might be in the car.
Hey, that's that's using a situation for the to take advantage of the time, man. That's what I've been doing personally. That's exactly what I've been doing, and this is all going to eventually go away. Eventually, I hope. I don't know, but I'm hoping things will. I don't think they'll go back to normal, but I think things will get better eventually. I'm an optimist, But what I did, because I still wanted to spin, of course, I had to keep spinning because I needed to get stuff done. I started selling shit. So if you are friends with me on Facebook or anything like that, you've been seeing all kind of shit come up for sale. Well, that's the only way I'm able to fund my build right now is through selling random stuff that I don't use anymore, or stuff that I use but not that much. So I mean, I don't know if that's an option for you, but at least then you can get your stuff done and you ain't got to come out of your regular income or whatever to get stuff done, and you can keep your mind focused or whatever. But that's kind of what I've been doing.
I'm saying for me, I'm not at the point where I need to sell anything because like school loans is the big thing. So that got deferred. So that's pretty much going to cover a lot of what I lost.
Okay.
So like school loans got deferred in order to make up that gap of missing that money.
Yeah.
So with unemployment and skipping that loan payment, I should be fine. I shouldn't really feel it.
Well, that's good, man.
You never know.
You are one of
I mean, because some people who get paid like 20-something an hour, they actually making money, and then people are making over 40 and 50 an hour, feeling it. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because like I said, people making like a lower income, they're balling right now. They're getting paid more than they normally would because the government's giving like an extra $600 on top of your unemployment, and that's a big deal in people's paycheck.
Right, unless it don't cover what you normally make.
Right, let's say if you're like over that 30, 40 and up, you taking a hit.
Right.
And then if you got laid off, you're really taking a hit. But
yeah, it's been tough for a lot of people, man. And my wife and I, we were basically put in a situation where we both were at home. So
I lost y'all.
You lost us? But Yeah, we were basically put in a position where we're both at home. The kids are at home, so that's been keeping us busy. But we also been, grinding, man. Yeah, we're able to get unemployment or whatever, but we've been grinding and trying to make sure that we don't have to depend on that. You know what I'm saying? Because that may not last forever, or we may need it later. You know what I'm saying? We don't know how long this is going to last. So at the same time, I'm trying to prioritize my income, but I also, I see all my cars as assets. I'm like, okay, well, they ain't worth much like they are right now. You know what I mean? Like, I bought these cars for like $400. They ain't worth shit right now. They are worth a lot in parts, but I don't want to do that. I want to build my cars. And if it ever came down to it, yeah, I'm not married to these cars. You know what I'm saying? If I had to feed my family or keep my car, I would definitely feed my family, But like I said, fortunately, we're not at that point yet. But I'm an optimist. I feel like everything's going to eventually get better. But that's just to kind of go off of what you were saying, man. And I hope everything goes well for you and LS as well.
Well, see, like for me too, my student loans are like $600 a month. So keeping that $600 to pay on all the bills is a major deal for like a month or two or 3 months, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So, like saying that $600 I'm not spending, and I could go towards food. And if $600 don't cover me for a month, I'm doing something wrong. But
we got a couple comments from Craig based off of our discussion with yourself and LS Chevy Rider. He was saying that for sure things will change, no doubt. Unknown is is how. We don't know how it's going to change, but things will change. We just don't know how. Hopefully, nothing too crazy. Student loans are a cash trap for millions of people. I agree, man. Student loans are ridiculous. I mean, the crazy part is people that took them, we all signed up for them. You know what I mean? But, for a lot of us or people that got into student loans, and I'll just speak for myself, before I went into the military, it was like, oh, well, my parents, they really want me to go to college. This is the thing I'm supposed to do. So how do I pay for it? The only way I know how, and that was student loans at that point. I wasn't up the game on, all the community colleges and stuff like that when I first got out of high school. What you guys think about those comments?
Well, my other thought too is if they really wanted to help, they need to defer mortgage and car loans. Because I think that's what killing people is worrying about if they're gonna have a house.
Yeah. There's been talk of that. I don't know if that's happening or not. I've been hearing things about that. For me, that hasn't happened yet. The student loan thing has happened for me though, but that's definitely
Okay.
happened.
So the federal loan has automatically been deferred. Private loans haven't. So like for me, like to graduate, I need another $10,000 to graduate, so I take out a private loan. So they didn't stop that. Like I still was supposed to pay, but that's one of them I had to defer also. And they still charging the regular interest. They ain't doing no 80 cents.
Yeah, man, that's a crazy situation, man. Because you get caught up in that loophole of being in school, spent all this money already, but can't leave because you still got all these loans, and your education is supposed to help you pay them back. That's a tough situation, man. And a lot of people are in that situation. I got family members that got student loans, but it never finished. It never finished school. It's just like,
yeah, no. Well, that's the only reason why I took out a private loan, because I only need like 10 grand more to finish. So I'm like, I'm not gonna keep paying a loan with no degree.
Right.
So for me, I just took that 10 grand to finish it.
Another comment that he said, and then I'll move on to what I've been doing for the month. He said is he had some high risk stocks back in October. Had a fill-in, he had a fill-in and moved out of those and into more mutual funds. Got lucky on that note. So he's saying basically he has some investments and stuff, and that might be a good thing for some people. The economy is down, so
Yeah. Well, I mean, okay. Like my mother-in-law, she has her retirement's in stock, and she's lost over 6 figures in stock already.
so for
Because you know how to.
For me, well, I guess I'll speak for myself because I don't know if you got stocks or not. But for me, I don't have any stocks right now. So I mean, I got like one or two through companies that work for it. But for me, would this be a good time for me to buy stock? I mean, if it's at an all-time low, would it be a good time for me to buy, or would I be taking a chance that this company may not even rebound?
I mean, if everybody knew that, they'll be millionaires after this. Because what if that company goes bankrupt? Which a lot of them probably they're going to try and get bailouts anyway.
So the bailout is a bankruptcy, but they just
because I mean, when it goes back, the stock market actually went back up. I think like last week a little bit.
Yeah,
so I don't know if it's too late.
It's a gamble, man. It always has been. The stock market always has been a gamble. But right now, you can bet heavy right now, and high risk, high reward, or just lose. But Craig says most of the stocks will come back. He's down around 200K in my investments right now. So what I've been doing, you guys that follow my channel, and just like with LS Chevy Rider, you guys have seen things. I've been working on the Regal, man, and I've been focused on that. And we lost Cat Loco, but I've been focused on the Regal, and it's been great, man. I've just been taking leaps of faith. I've been using the grinder. That's not something I ever wanted to do ever. What's up, Cortez? I've been using the grinder, and just learning as I go, man, and taking chances. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you check out the channel and just go see what we're doing, man. Each one of us. So, all right. So, oh shoot, there goes Loco right there. You back, bro? You good? Loco, you good?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing this upstairs, so it's something going on with the internet.
Okay. We lost LS for a second. All right, he's back.
I got a strong signal, so I don't know.
All right, so
like right now,
we'll move right into, unless there's something else that you guys want to speak about before we get into the main topic. Was there anything y'all wanted to talk about before that? Anything we missed? We didn't really talk about. I don't know.
I don't think so.
All right, so we'll move right into the current main topic. Kind of rebounded. So as I was saying earlier in the video, we got 3 viewers on here, man. This is real strong. For what we got like 22 subscribers. So I mean, this is.
Make sure y'all hit that
button, share, and all that, because we got humble beginnings right here, man. I'm glad we having a little bit of technical difficulties right now, but this is when you want those. You don't want them when you got like 5,000 subscribers, right? LS, like we're at humble beginnings, and this is something different for all of us. So,
well, I mean, like LS, when he started, he might have had like 2 or 3 people on his live in the morning. Till recently, where he had like 52 people. You know what I mean? For his startup.
Yeah, that was a good live, man. I was there. That was a good live, man. Tell everybody that's here, man. What was going on with the fuel pump, man? What was holding? What was slowing things down that night when you did the startup?
So what happened? I hope everybody can hear me clearly. I, what happened was clearly when you put the engine in the car, you know what I'm saying, you have that ground from the engine to the actual block. However, you do not have the ground. If you don't ground the car to the battery, you're not gonna have that ground that you need for the fuel pump. And that was something that I realized afterwards was long on the process. It was still like next day or whatever. I actually like figured it out. Like I mean, to be honest, I don't know exactly how it was starting without me grounding it from the beginning. However, I know I grounded it to the car. I grounded the car that then I didn't have an issue with it pumping on at all. And even if you have pump going to the fuel, unless it's probably grounded, you're not gonna get a connection. So that was something that I realized I had taken the precautions, the measures to rectify that. Um, but that's something that you want to make sure that when you go to put it in the car and you have the pump to the vehicle, because the natural ground for the pump is to the vehicle, so you need to ground your vehicle to the battery before you actually, you know what I'm saying, go to fire it off. And it's all a part of the process of learning and figuring out exactly how everything works. Uh, it was something new for me, you know what I'm saying? Because even though I had, because in previous applications, it might have just been because I was like trying to rush it, trying to hit the deadline. But
Excitement at its finest.
I had time to grind back of the block, and then that ground from the back of the block to the engine would have solved the problem because I don't have the cut up to the fender, or not the fender, but the firewall. That was part of the reason why the pump wasn't playing.
So did you?
Once I grounded the actual vehicle to the battery, I had it all.
All right. So I think we got some. We lost Ellen for a second, but basically what he told me, and I just want y'all to hear from him, was basically he got caught up in the excitement and he didn't have his battery grounded to the frame. So basically he had his fuel pump bonded to the frame, but he never had his battery bonded to the frame, if that makes sense. So how it started in the first place was probably because he had his block grounded, which, since it was grounded, it had a little bit of a ground, but it just wasn't a strong ground. But basically what it boils down to is everything has to be grounded and bonded.
So how many grounds do you normally use? You use one from the block, one from the battery, and what else?
I got like too many. I mean, I got a lot right now because I was. Do you remember me calling you
Yeah, you had the problem.
I had a big problem with I was losing cylinders. I told y'all one day, I was like, man, I got 5 cylinders working. Then I was like, I got like 3 cylinders working. And I was like calling everybody. I was like, check your grounds. And I went and added like a ground to the frame over here, the ground to the frame over here, the ground to the firewall. I got a ground from the head to the battery, another ground from here to I got the fuel pump grounded to the frame in the back of the car. So I got grounds everywhere. But to answer your question, I think the minimal The minimal amount, man, my dog is still outside. I better make sure she's okay. But the minimal amount is, I think, 3. You know, you got 1 from your battery to the frame, from the from the block to the frame, and then from the firewall to the block. And that bonds all 3 of those things because it's all bonded. I would say that's the minimal, because your block is grounded to your battery is grounded to the frame, your block is grounded to the frame, and then your firewall's bonded to your block. So they're kind of all bonded. But also you also bond your battery to the chassis as well. You know what I mean? Which is the firewall. Because there's always that little wire next to the battery that's connected to the firewall.
Mm-hmm.
That's already bonded right there. So if you connect that in a setup like that, you're bonded to the chassis there, and you're bonded to the chassis when you connect it to your firewall. Let me put LS back in. Shoot.
Yeah, because like I know from the block, there's a connection on the driver's side and one in the back normally. So I don't know if you're using the same spots or you're using different locations.
Bro, we keep losing you, LS. LS, you there?
What was the question?
I said
both grounds? Okay. Both heads? Craig's saying it's grounded from both heads.
Yeah, well, what it was, there's a ground, like, for most GM vehicles are going to be to, like, the back of the block. The other
What's up, Gene?
going to be, it's going to be from under the up under the number 1 plug, the actual battery, and then there,
right,
auxiliary cables are going to run an additional ground to the frame. You know what I'm saying? So that she's because at this point I don't have that back of the block ground ran. However, I mean, it's still started. When I go back in and I go to grounding, I'm going to add that ground to the back of the block.
Well, normally that one in the back is grounded to that bracket to the transmission, like in a truck. The one I'm thinking of.
I mean, it kind of goes. Yeah, it kind of goes between everything, between the transmission, engine, and then the actual frame. Like what learning place.
Hey, just a sidestep. Yeah, Lawrence. Like,
we can go back to that. The car is not actual ground. It's actual battery, and it completes the circuit when you ground everything.
Yeah.
That's something that I've learned. Even though that was something that I was not fully aware of until I swapped. Just quickly dropping the motor in and getting to behave as it should.
Yeah. Shout out Mean Gene, Cortez, Lawrence, whoever, Craig, of course.
Swaps.
Yeah, Swaps in there too.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. There, I think Lawrence in there, Craig in there. There you go.
I must be drinking beer right now. I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
Cortez in here. No man, so shout out to everybody that's supporting us when we do.
What you ordering? Chicken?
Oh yeah, ketchup. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm grabbing dinner as well.
Yeah.
I was pushing on the road. You know what I'm saying? I did like my first not working on my car job. You know what I'm saying? Which is amazing. 'Cause I really don't work on other people's cars, but it's my homeboy.
But you got it done though. You know what I'm saying? That was
Yeah.
you made the trip and it actually made it worked out, man. I got 2 Deltas out here. I don't even pop the hood on them no more.
Yeah, video coming in like
I don't even pop the hood on them, man. It's just like when we get ready for the LS, we'll pop the hood. You know, I don't even.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, my wife's hounding me about Mercedes, so I'm about to get that Mercedes up and going soon too.
Man, so you got some work right there.
No, the Mercedes is easy though.
Have you done?
One of the things that
anything to the Mercedes?
Oh, the only thing the Mercedes need is the power steering pulley broke on it. I just need to swap it out, and that's pretty much it. It's an air and tires.
Which I thought this was a pretty good point that Craig had right here. He was like, one of the things he's going to say to LS is the power block on the bracket by the alternator is where he should get his auxiliary power connected, less connection to the battery. I agree, Craig, but I actually ran into a problem because I don't have that bracket. So, well, I ran into every problem, I think. But with this particular one, so the basic thing is you got to have, what is this, LS? You got to have a power going straight, 12 volts constant going to basically your fuel pump. You got to have it going to your computer. You got to have it going to your starter. You got to have it going to your alternator. Those 4 things get 12 volt constant. Right? Well, I got a relay going to my fuel pump. That's why I got a 12 volt constant. That's going to my fuel pump relay. I got a relay. Yeah, I got a relay there. Yeah, your starter. I got the wire going straight to the starter. I got one going to the computer, which is all my relays there. And then also the OBD2 port. Y'all, you can use one of those car stereo blocks as well. That makes sense. So like a little distribution block.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to go back and do a cleaner install. Like the whole thing is going to be to clean up the install eventually.
LS has a distribution block on one of his. The C10, I think.
The truck, yeah. Don't they come factory with a distribution block?
Yeah, on the I grabbed a distribution block off. I want to say it's like a 90, but it was a shit. I grabbed a distribution block off to ground everything to constant power, and give it constant. However, I mean you can't write things together and just do it that way. Like looking back, I was just like, you need power, so it just was like the most effective way to do that. Which, I mean, you could wire it all together, or you could do your block depending upon how clean you want your install to be. I mean, the distribution block is a little bit more bulky, but it's just done.
Nope, I lost him.
Anything pulling more than 5 amps on a relay. Yeah, I agree, man. I put everything on a relay.
Everything standing, you know, everything's sorry. So if I need to shorten wires, or, you know, anything like that, as long as they're getting out, then it won't be an issue. I'm saying.
Yeah. As far as like relays, I really before, and you know, I do electrical work that's my job. That's what I normally do. I'm an apprentice right now, but I've been doing it for about 3 years. And one of the things that
Right.
I really like is the relay concept because, obviously you got coils inside the relays and, it helps with all the voltage. I mean, basically heating up wires. I mean, all the amperage. You don't want your wires getting hot. You don't, running that fuel pump wire all the way through the back of the car, especially if you got a nice strong fuel pump. You're going to have to run up a big wire if you don't have a relay. But if you got relays, you can run smaller wire,
Right.
and it's just nicer. You know what I mean? So I just
Right.
like
And
relays.
I was told when I read wire all the way back to the pump that it needed to be at least 10 gauge. I guess to make sure that the fuel pump was getting so that it could actually function like it was supposed to.
Right. You running the right size wire.
That's what I did for the C10. Yeah, for the C10, I don't get was I'm pretty sure I probably ran the same 10 gauge wire, but I haven't had it out of getting power to the fuel pump. As long as you have that power to the pump and then you're properly grounded, and when you go to add for a lot of for E10, because like depending upon what year you have, it's gonna depend on where the connection goes to the. But as long as you run it back to the battery, then as long as that ground is consistent, then you should have you know what I'm saying, with the pump actually functioning as it should. But you need enough ground. You don't want. I mean, you want tiny grounds. I believe right now, probably the only thing around the Cutlass to the motor, to the battery, probably it may be like a 6 gauge wire, but as long as the ground is there, and I'll front because that ground at the front of the car, that you would be surprised in the difference that it makes with me actually grounding that frame or to the battery versus like having ground. So you gotta have a ground. You know what I'm saying? The ground is very important. Most times there's like braided grounding strap, which from what I can tell, if it's more, there's connections going to that ground with the strap, and improve the ground. And
He froze up again. So, I think the thing is, I'm gonna let everybody know he's on the road. So we're he's having some connectivity issues, but just kind of bear with us for a little bit. You keep freezing up, LS.
Yeah, I'm almost home.
Okay. But yeah, man.
5 minutes.
It's just there's the old saying goes, there's so many ways you can do it. You can run the oversized wire, which will help for the current, which I think that's what he did. He ran that oversized wire so he wouldn't have any no heat on that fuel pump line or whatever. But you can do it that way. You can do the relay. There's several different ways you can do it. And actually, that's the first way I was going to do it, was just run a bigger wire. Because I was like, man, I'll just run a bigger wire, But I kept having issues, so I kept changing my approach. Not because that was wrong, but because I had other things go wrong and I didn't know about those. So I kept changing my approach in other places because I didn't know where things were messed up at. But you learned a lot that way. Go ahead, Cortez. I mean, Loco.
Cortez.
Looking at Cortez's name on the screen.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of people I've seen start using zero gauge too.
Yeah, man. I mean, depends on how big, if you got a big, a lot of fuel. You know, you got big fuel pumps back there. Yeah, you're gonna have to go big. I mean, for my little Kimzo, I feel like I'm okay with the setup I got right now. It's basically like just a little bit better than a stock fuel pump, in my opinion.
Yeah, my MOSFET. That's the other Kimzo clone. I got one of those too.
Yeah. So, basically, you just gotta. I try to make sure that I'm just really well grounded. But Lawrence kind of brought us back to our real topic. Other good things for a DIY shop: power tools, professional strength, oven cleaner, a good air compressor, and rubber gloves. Okay. I think I have all of those. I agree, man. Those are good things. I don't have a good air compressor, but I have an air compressor for little, stuff I need it for, but I have a air compressor. What do you guys think about that?
Oh, I mean, as far as air compressor, you can get away with like a little pancake compressor. Air no tires. My wife's grandfather actually painted her bumper on her Dodge Ram with a little pancake compressor from Harbor Freight.
Wow.
So you can do a lot with it. I mean, you can't use any like pneumatic tools for any length of time, but you can go from a pancake compressor, 26 to 30 gallon. Like Cortez painted his car with the 26, 30 gallon air compressor. Like I bought a 60 gallon, like a year ago, and I still haven't used it because I'm not planning to use it until I paint these cars, but I still use my smaller ones.
Dang. So I think the one, remember I said I didn't have a good one. I bought mine used on Facebook or Craigslist. I can't remember, but it's I think it's an 8 gallon. Is that the small one at Harbor Freight? That it's got the two.
The 5 or 8. I think it's like 5 or 8.
Yeah, that's the one I have. It's good for keeping air in the tires. I tried to use a cutoff wheel with it to cut my throttle cable, and like that little throttle cable, it kept running out of air. I don't know if I need to. I'm not, I haven't used those that often, but like I was trying to cut that. I was like, man, let me just go get my actual power, like my electrical grinder, because it couldn't keep up, and it was just a little throttle cable, just the outer sheath of it. It kept losing air or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, he actually painted her bumper with a 3 gallon compressor.
Dang.
That's the Harbor Freight one.
On your air tools, and y'all have to forgive my ignorance on these, can you turn up the amount of air it uses on the tool? Not on the, I know you can make adjustments on the compressor, but on the tool, I know there's like an adjustment on the tool. Does that determine how much air it uses or just the speed?
Not if you have another regulator in line with the tool, you can. Before, you know what I mean?
Okay.
So from the hose, you have another adjustment. Then you have the tool. You can control it there, but I mean, the tool's only going to do the max it's recommended for.
Okay. Yeah, I went ahead and drained the air compressor because I thought, man, it must have some water in it or something, because I'm not getting that much use out of it before it's kicking back on.
I mean, just like a paint gun. Like you have adjustments at the tank and you got adjustments on the gun. It's the same thing. It's the regulator.
All right. So while LS gets situated, we are going to go through some comments real quick. Current flows from negative to positive. Dang, hold on, I lost it. Cortez says 4 DIY brothers. Let me pull them up. Let me put them on the screen here.
Yeah, like I said, my 60 gallon Craig I bought that specifically to paint my cars because I didn't want to mess with having a small compressor, waiting and having dry spots. So I just went ahead and got the 60 gallon.
Cortez says, "For DIY brothers, I ain't on y'all level, man. You got a running, great looking car, man. You definitely on the level, man. You definitely on the level, man. You are,
And interior too, man.
and you got the sweet interior, man. Props to Cortez. And you, come on, man. You know what's good, man.
Yeah, Cortez he doing it. Man.
Buying good quality wire is important as well. Not all wire is created equal."
Facts.
True, true. Who did I talk to? Was that okay? That was somebody else. I talked to a guy in Tennessee. He had built his own harness, and he does electrical work for a living. And the wire was cheap wire. He bought a whole bunch of wire off of Amazon. And whenever we buy wire at work, we always ring it out or whatever, or do a continuity test to make sure that it's all good. Well, apparently there was some breakage in that wire, and he didn't know about it because his car didn't start. So yeah, not all wire is created equal. Cortez, laugh out loud. OC, what's good, man? Thanks for stopping through. Gene, what it do? Queen is back. Welcome back, Queen. You already talked about the 60-gallon.
Yeah.
I like having battery power tools. You know what, Craig? I did too until I had my battery powered grinder and my plug-in grinder, and it's just like night and day. Like that thing, I got a little plug-in grinder from Harbor Freight, and then I got my Ryobi one. It's not brushless, but it was like way stronger than when I plugged in. Way stronger, like not even comparable. Only use air when I don't have battery tool solution. I'm sorry. Appreciate the support, brothers. Cortez says he appreciates the support. Swaps. Depends on application. So LS is back. You home, brother? Look like you about to get that screen up on y'all. You about to get the screen on y'all. So, man, y'all about to see a lot from Loco very soon. I got a feeling that we're gonna see a lot of stuff from Loco very soon. And I have a inside connection, so y'all got a lot of stuff you're about to see drop. Y'all just need to wait for it.
Yeah, because
putting the hella work.
Well, I mean, see, like my filming is different than some people, like, because like I'm not in the mindset where I feel like I need to release a video all the time yet. It's like, I don't know. It's like if I have something to say, that's when I'm film, basically. Or if I want to teach something, that's when I drop videos. Just like Sprayway. When he releases videos, you're gonna learn every video. I mean,
yeah.
So I'm more not as deep as a Sprayway video, but it's the same type of feel to it. Like, I'm gonna give you updates. I'm gonna recommend stuff. I'm gonna show you tools. I'm gonna show you my progress. That's my type of videos. Now, eventually, I will get more of the connecting more of my subs. That's definitely on the list, because I only connect now is through like chat, people's live and podcasts and stuff like this. Because people know me just basically through me joking around in comments and a little bit from my videos. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing lives, and during that break, you probably will see a lot more content.
Yeah, I mean, I thought I was going to put a lot more content out, and to be honest, I haven't. I've been just getting work done. I would love to bring y'all content every time I do something, but I really wanted to make sure we got a new stream in. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you from the other one. All right, bro?
All right, bet.
So I just really wanted to make sure I get something done for y'all. I've been working on this car for too long. I've been trying to put out content, and it's been great, but this car has to be done so we can really get
That's up to you.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
Hey, thanks, Cortez. I don't really get shit in my videos, really, honestly, because the majority of the time when I draw videos, trust me, I've done my research, and I'm doing it based on my experience too. So I don't get too much shit on my videos. Everybody gets shit, but I don't get too much hate remarks.
Oh yeah, man.
So
yeah, I guess I just kind of take the hate with stride when I do get it. I haven't been getting it a lot lately, but when I first started, my videos were definitely a little more worthy. And people will let you know. They'd be like, "You need to turn the volume down. The music is too loud." You know, whatever. And you know, that's cool. I appreciate it. Nothing wrong with the feedback. I appreciate it. But or like, you know, how you're doing your swap, if you know, saying it's whack or whatever. I just take it with, you know, stride, man, because those comments really help my video get more views. just keep,
I mean,
keep the comments.
I take it as, you know, I mean, everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, as long as your end result is what you desire to achieve, I mean, everybody's gonna have a say so about how you do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So the way that you go about it, I mean, everybody's not gonna do it identical. But I mean, as long as in the end, like, I mean, your swap is, you know, running, cooling, you know, driving the way that it needs to be, then I mean, it really shouldn't be an issue. But you know, there are those that are going to have an opinion, you know what I'm saying, on how you should do it. Oh, you should do it XYZ. But for me, like, as long as it works and it's safe,
right,
then that's all that matters.
And we make mistakes. So I mean, there's been times where people I thought was haters turned out to actually be telling me something that was factual. Like I had a bad misfire, you know, when I first did my first startup, and I was like, no, it's the cam, you know. I was like really convinced that it was the cam. Mm-hmm. And it turns out, you know, I went back and looked, you know, I spoke to somebody else in the comments, and it's like, well, go fill the primaries, make sure, you know, they're all hot, and like half of them weren't hot, you know what I mean? So like, and then I went into like hibernation on trying to figure out where these misfires were coming from, which y'all all remember those comments, the increasing misfires. But yeah, I mean, sometimes they telling you the truth too. I mean, it may seem like hate, but you know,
yeah,
I gotta check.
And I mean, if you can't accept, you know, positive criticism, I mean, that's one thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you have to be able to decipher between, you know, those who are just have something negative to say versus someone that is, you know, trying to tell you something that's helpful to you. You know what I'm saying? To get you to where you want to be. And, you know, sometimes, you know, if you're not looking closely, like, I mean, the two can be misconstrued. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, you just base it off of, you know, those who, you know, are supportive and they watched all your videos versus, you know, those who like, I ain't never seen you before, and then you hop in here trying to tell me something, but you may or may have not have watched like all the videos up to this point. So like, you may or may not even really know the full picture and what is really going on. I'm saying we may have already tried that, or we may have never thought of that, but unless it's somebody that has actually, you know, been there watching, you know, through the process, then it's sometimes it can be hard to decipher. But I mean, then again, it could be somebody just hopping in like, yo, I know exactly what you should do. So I mean, I try to look at our comments, you know, evenly. You know what I'm saying? If it's something that I've already done or attempted, then I'm like, okay, I may or may not even respond to it. You know what I'm saying? But I'll read it and see if it's beneficial. If it is beneficial, then of course, you know, I'm gonna approve it and, you know, tell them thank you for your support. You know what I'm saying? With me, you know, trying to get to the end goal. You know what I'm saying? Or the end game. You know what I'm saying? For all the Marvel people.
Yeah, man. The one dude that did give me that advice, man, I blocked him, and I didn't know.
Damn, what? You blocked him?
Yeah, I blocked this dude, man, and I've been meaning to go back and like say, man, you know what's crazy? You was right, man. So when I get back to it was on Facebook, this particular video. I posted it on all the platforms, but I blocked this dude because the way he said it was, type disrespectful, but he was right. So it is what it is. I ain't afraid to admit I was wrong. So
Right. And I mean, that's a big humbling process. Like I said, I mean, we are all DIY guys. We don't all know it all. You know what I'm saying? Like when I started my engine for the first time, I mean, a lot of people like, oh yeah, great, it started. And a lot of people were like, why would you start it like that? And I, not knowing that if you started without the headers, that you could potentially bend a valve. You know what I'm saying? That was like, okay, well, I get what you were saying now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course, you don't invest all this money into a build or whatever, hoping to, bend the valve when you first start or whatever. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it was understood. I started it at one time. Other than that, you know what I'm saying, I didn't start it again until I actually got it in the car. You know what I'm saying? And with the headers on. So, I mean, some people. I mean, I guess it just depends on who to be a credible source. But if you don't know, I'm saying, I mean, some people, you can kind of tell by the way that they probably phrase their comments or something like, "Hey, I don't want you to, have to go through what I went through," or something like that. That's probably somebody trying to warn you from, messing up something versus somebody who's like, yo, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You know what I'm saying? That's just somebody who's like maybe just throwing shade or something like that.
right. Some people be excited to point out your flaws. Like, oh
Got
yeah,
it.
oh, I got him now. Yeah, hey bro, you really fucked up right here. Like, some people be excited about that.
And let me tell you all about it.
Yeah, they be excited. But I mean, at the end of the day, if sometimes that person that was trying to hate, they help you out and you end up doing better because of it, So just try to, keep it moving and and keep going. Trial and error. Cortez, exactly. Just like the G Plus, the throttle body, man. I was just like, man, ain't no way. Like, okay, so I'm gonna tell y'all, this is real life. So I was really like, let me say I was a little deflated because I bought this throttle body. It was sweet, it looked cool. And Cortez was like, yeah, man, those throttle bodies are like garbage or whatever. And I was like, damn, man, like you said, be careful with those throttle bodies. And I was just like, all right. Well, I still wanted to use the throttle body or whatever. So I kept pressing along. I'm telling y'all, man, listen, Cortez was right. If you got one of those throttle bodies, it's hard to get your TPS or your throttle position sensor to work right. Like exactly what you were saying, like the voltage and trying to get it to like 45% or 50, but because even sloppy mechanics, there's like it need to be between 45 and not 45, but 0.45 volts, I believe, and 0.5 volts or whatever. But it's damn near impossible with some of them. They're clocked wrong. But yeah, at first I was like, dang, I ain't trying to hear that. But he was right, man. And him and LS even went the extra step, man. They even sent your boy a throttle body. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So meantime, DeWan got like 3 of them in the corner.
I was like, they really want me to put this throttle body on. But hey, it was right. You know what I'm saying? It was right. So I appreciate it. I got the throttle body on my car right now, and it's out there. You've seen the video today. It's chopping along. So yeah, real talk.
Hey, let me speak on that for a second. To be on YouTube, you need thick skin. Like if you don't have thick skin, you're not gonna make it. And for me, I'm open to constructive criticism. Like I'll actually listen. Some people won't even listen. I'll listen and I'll take it into I'll think about it, what is said, and then if it makes sense, I'll try it out. Some reason I don't do things because I have tried it out before and it failed for me, so I won't do it in a certain way. And then the other thing I do is if I don't really agree with their answer, I tell them make a video on it. Show me, prove me wrong, basically, and show me in the video. One, they may become a YouTuber based on that. And two, I get to see what they're talking about is really fact. You know what I mean? So it's just how you take it.
He says you wear vest here on YouTube. He's talking about your flame vest. He's talking about
No, like your bulletproof vest. I mean, like,
okay.
Hey, Kathy.
I know that y'all. Hey, how you doing, Kathy? I see you in here too. Like, I know for a fact that, you know, everybody has an opinion. Like, I know everybody probably heard the saying that, you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one. It's true. You know what I'm saying? But everybody's not out there to hurt you. Although there are some that just want to see you fail, and some that just want to point out your flaws. There are some that are really out there that want to help you. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it goes back to, you know, deciphering between the two. But at the same time, you have to, like Logo said, you have to have the skin to even be able to, you know what I'm saying, stop between the two. Like, I mean, I've had, you know, criticism, hate, you know, whatever, you know, people think I should do this, that, and the third. But if you succumb to what people want you to do versus what you want to do, and you can't diversify between or distinguish between, you know, constructive, and that's the key word when Cat Logo said it. There's constructive criticism, and then there's just criticism, period. You know what I'm saying? Like, for the constructive criticism is meant to help you and help you build along. However, with, you know, just criticism, criticism, period. Y'all gotta excuse me. I'm on that Hennessy.
I'm laughing at Cortez comment.
Yeah, like, y'all gotta excuse me. I'm on that Hennessy. But just overall, you know what I'm saying? You have to be able to distinguish between the two. You know what I'm saying? I mean, or you could be like Cortez and be like, fuck y'all, I'm gonna do what I want to do, and you can say what you want. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, I understand it coming from both sides. You know what I'm saying? Some of it is constructive, and then some of it, you know, is not so much. You know, for those, and the way that I decipher between the two is between when somebody just has something negative to say without any suggestion for improvement, or like, oh, you're doing it wrong. That I would classify, that I would classify as just criticism. You know what I'm saying? Versus, hey, you could possibly, you know, if you do it this way, X, Y, Z, then, you know, you could get to where you're trying to go. And that's what I would call constructive criticism. You know what I'm saying? But you're gonna get a lot of it, you know. And from what Steve said, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get it from people that wouldn't even dare to step in the realm of where we have gone. Like, they wouldn't dare try to LS swap or turbo or anything to their vehicle. They're gonna take it to a shop. You know what I'm saying? So that's just where you have to come in and you have to decipher between, you know, who's worthy of your response and who's not.
Well, the other side of that too is like me. Was an introverted. I've been a loner type of person, antisocial, if you call it. And YouTube has changed me dramatically. But I'm the kind of person where I don't really care what people think about me. It's like I'm doing me. Like, some people, like we talk about box Chevys, people put the Ruchis on, they put the Tierra grill, they do all the cookie cutter shit, and to please other dudes, that's not what I'm building my car for. You know what I mean? So basically, you gotta know your worth and know what you want and do it. You know what I mean? No, so no matter if someone throwing stones at it, it don't fucking matter. Just bounce right back off you because you're still doing you.
Right.
And then,
I mean, everybody want to see 4Gs on my Tudo box with the roof. Are you gonna pay for them? Are you gonna pay for them Fords, Will? Are you gonna pay for them 4Gs? Are you gonna pay for them Corleones? Are you gonna pay for them Armanis? Forge wheel for my build. No, you're not. So I mean, I'm a rock IROCs. Oh, IROCs are out of date. I like them on my whip, so that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what a lot of people. I mean, to me, it doesn't make sense to put $5,000 wheels on the car that I originally paid $1,000 for.
Well, like for me, like I'm not a chrome person, so you'll never see no Ruchis, no chrome Ruchis or 4Gs on mine. Like my style is more murdered out, blacked out. So the Tierra grill will be pointless. Me spending $2,000 on a black grill, even though I might get that one day. But because that'd be different. I don't think I've seen a Tierra black grill, but
sweet though right now. But yeah,
like I'm not. That's not me. I'm not going to please you over me to make it happen.
Right.
So
absolutely, man. And you know, at the end of the day, like Ellis said, you pay for your own build. I mean, it'd be different if people were actually, the channel was building the car for you. So, and at some point that might happen, you know, something that might come on down the line. You know, you might do a build that the channel pays for, but
hey, we could start a channel called Customize My Swap, and where the viewers pay for the swap, and we show them how to do it.
Business model.
Copyright.
This stuff is not cheap, man. Even the little
you heard it here first.
Yeah, at first, yeah.
Yeah, it's the little
send me my check.
Check. The little stuff is not cheap. I mean, you know, we were trying to get like a hose fitting for just the you know, the steam port. Just trying to figure that out. And trying to figure out which radiator hose. Had a couple different options. I could fly. And the only place that had it was your boys' team, O'Reilly's. They were the only people that had it. But I don't have, that's not a local store for me. The Jegs distribution center is actually closer than the next O'Reilly's to me.
And that's a blessing.
Like, I can have anything that Jegs has in their warehouse the same day, even on a Sunday. So that's kind of the one good thing about living in Delaware, Ohio.
Hey, I'm gonna be right back. I need to go check in on my sponsor.
All right. So I'm gonna roll through real quick on these comments. Queen says, hold on. Queen says, Brooks, you shouldn't regret anything you sold because you said yesterday was continue buying more important things you needed. Agreed. Exactly. But I thought, you know, I'm looking at Cortez's engine bay, and one of them engine covers, I'm thinking I could have needed one of them. But you know what? I think I might be all right without one, but it does look good on his car. Thank you, Queen. Loco say, put the cash in my hand. You can do what you want on your dime and time, not mine. What you think, LS?
I think that's totally true. I mean, everybody has an opinion on like what you should do, or you know how you should do it. However, like, oh, why did it take the 420 to get the colors done when you had this engine since last August, September, June even? You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, nobody is sending me like unlimited money to, you know what I'm saying, buy the cam, buy the gaskets, buy the lifters, buy the springs. You know what I'm saying? All of this takes time, and if I'm doing it on my dime, then it's only going to happen as I'm as I'm capable of doing it, you know, without, you know, compromising. Like, I mean, first and foremost, like my family and responsibilities come first. You know what I'm saying? The YouTube thing, as much or as close as it is to my heart, you know what I'm saying? It still boils down to what I'm able to do as far as within my budget. You know what I'm saying? Budget. You know what I'm saying? That's what it boils down to. Like, so after mortgage, car payments, insurance, bills, house bills, utilities are paid, you know what I'm saying? Household needs are taken care of. Then and only then will I go and I spend money on these bills. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, of course, there are people that watch the channels and they want to see things move along. And I mean that's part of the reason why I mean I offer things like merchandise. You know what I'm saying? I offer things like I'm probably gonna like get ready to roll out like decals or something like that where it's like, hey, like you can just do a super chat or you can buy a t-shirt or you can buy a decal or you can do whatever you want to do and not feel like what I'm saying it's just a one-way transaction. But I mean honestly just through watching the videos eventually that revenue will roll over into I'm saying what I needed. Look at him. It's lit. It's lit. It's Reds time. Yeah, but like eventually, like all of that will roll over into, I'm saying, actual money that I could spend on the bills. You know what I'm saying? So like, but it's a lot of people like they don't watch regularly, they don't do this, they don't do that, but they'll drop in the comments like, oh, you should have did like this or oh, you should have did like that. And I mean it's like, well if you think that I should if you think I should have used AN fittings, then send me AN fitting money. ARP stuff. Or if you think I should have used ARP over Felpro studs or ARP studs over Felpro bolts, then send me some ARP stud money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's not cheap.
Well, hey, ARP and Felpro, make sure you hit up the inbox.
Right.
Product. We will use your product. If we will let everybody know how it works.
Great.
Wonderful.
And marvelous.
So I mean, we have nothing against those products.
Only if it's marvelous, though. Only if it's marvelous. If the product's trash, we're gonna tell the people.
Yeah, we don't want no bullshit.
The funny thing about sponsors, I get the weirdest companies hit me up. Like I'm like 280 some pounds, and this fitness company I'm like, you look perfect for our channel. We got apparel, we got supplements. Like, nigga, I ain't never should no gym in my video.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I go to the gym, but I ain't never shoot no video about no fitness.
Yeah, I mean, we will be open to sponsors. I mean, and we'll talk amongst each other and see if it's something that fits the channel and what our overall goal is people here. But we really want to make sure that it's something that we stand for. We don't want no some bullshit that just. I'm not going to name anything particularly because we're still open. But
hey, that reminds me, use LSCR 10 for 10% off.
Oh my god!
Cat Local 10 if you want to use mine.
If you wasn't in that live,
you don't know what we're talking about. You don't know what's gonna get that on my clear next, baby.
All right. So thank you, Queen. She said the view of the motorcycle is lit. Cortez, constructive criticism form. Someone who has tried this stuff is the best. Well said again, LS. That's true. People that's been
in New York,
like Cortez giving me advice on that throttle body. He could have been like, "Oh yeah, he about to really fuck this up." I'm gonna
just step back and watch to be like, "Look at him, look at him, look at him, look at him."
Yep. hey, this shit crazy too. I'm gonna see what happens. But no, he gave me game early, and it was cool. Craig, Durbin, Jegs does do channel sponsoring. Y'all want me to go down there and ask him?
I mean, holla at them. Well, I mean, you down the street.
Like the main office is like right there. That's their main distribution.
Well, okay, so Jegs does sponsor because like guys in the tool community, they have a Jegs. Like actually, my laptop's sitting on a Jegs rubber mat right now. They would do videos with their sponsor already in the video.
You're sponsoring. You're sponsoring. Tell them that's sitting on the Jegs mat. We ain't getting paid yet.
Right. I mean, I get a lot of
somewhere. But I'm saying, if you do product placement in a video, and your video getting more than views than their own videos, like for me with OEM Tools, my videos outdo their channel. So they reached out to me in a heartbeat to do videos for them.
Wow.
So yeah, like my videos destroyed all of their videos.
Jeez. And
So
see,
they're like, here, show this stuff on your channel.
that's how you get, you know, your build sponsored, man. That's exactly what we want. You know, and that's where we want to be. I mean,
Queen, I was eating Freddy's.
Yeah, the
Steak
downside
burgers.
the downside too is sometimes
Also not a sponsor, but if Freddy's wants to sponsor the channel, then they can sponsor the channel too.
yeah, Whataburger, Freddy's,
right.
Gold's chicken, Gold's chicken, Bush's
Come on.
chicken, Goldie's chicken,
Golden
whatever it is.
Cheek,
Yeah,
Bush's chicken, hey, all the chicken.
all the chicken.
All the chicken.
you gonna see LS in a new Popeyes commercial.
With the Migos going to Popeye.
Right.
Love that chicken from Popeyes.
Oh my god! Somebody said New York was in the building. I didn't see New York in the building yet.
No,
Yeah, they say he
no, not In and Out. No, In and Out is trash.
Hey,
You heard it here first.
Hey, LS. So
I don't care for In and Out.
So that was the first thing I did in Texas. As soon as I jumped off the plane, I went to In-N-Out just because I never had it. And tell you the truth,
Yeah,
it was no big. It was no big deal. Like I got the animal fries, and I'm like, I can make the shit at home. And then like the burger was good, but it wasn't nothing. I could do better
Right.
at home too. You know what I mean? It's decent.
In and Out.
Yeah, In-N-Out. Like it was
Yeah.
decent.
I mean, it's originally like a West Coast thing. I had heard about it from my buddies when I was in the Army.
California. I passed it
that
like
was
many
from
times.
that was from the West. Yeah, that was from the West Coast. They, like, oh, In-N-Out burger.
So
As for the animal sauce, and I was just so once we actually got one here in Central Texas, I was like, I'll try it out.
it's like
see what
Big
it
Mac.
is.
It's like Big Mac sauce, but now it's good.
With
Not
the
impressed.
What? No, okay. This thing is before I had In-N-Out burger, I had Whataburger, and I wasn't impressed either. So I want to know, what do you order from Whataburger?
we don't have one of them here either, man. We
I was not impressed, honestly.
shoot.
He said he wasn't impressed by water. I mean, I just get like the double with the bacon.
I would say maybe I ordered the wrong thing. So I want to know what would you order and make it.
I
best
always
burger.
order like the double with cheese, like it's a double meat. I add cheese, I add bacon, I get vanilla malt. You know what I'm saying?
So
I mean,
so
but
for me-
it's still the burger. Right? I mean, maybe.
Okay, so for me, the best burgers for me always comes from a bar. Like always, it comes from like a sports bar or something. Those are the best burgers.
I mean,
Now.
I mean,
fast
those
food,
those are made
fast
like
food?
are actually like homemade joints.
And
Right.
your taste buds are extremely compromised.
Okay, for like fast food, I choose Five Guys over anything. Fast food.
Five Guys is really good, and I don't know how they get away with being so good because I've never seen them season anything, but it tastes good. I don't know. I think
I
Five
choose
We've
Five Guys.
been to Five Guys. We have a Five Guys here, but like, I mean,
I
it
know.
was just an expensive ass burger.
It's expensive as hell, but it's good.
It
It is.
Like, I mean, you might as
But-
well go. You might as
but I'm
well
saying-
go get a Whataburger.
But I'm saying if you get like a small fries, like a fucking 3 large fries in a bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Cajun fries.
I
is
will
good.
say that. Like the fries, I was like, yeah, let me get a large, and it was like, oh shit, like you
Yeah.
do get a lot of fries.
They'd be
But
like,
as far as the
like,
burger, like I'm like,
large is for 4 people. You'd be like, man, just give me the
I love-
fries. Man. Just give me the fries.
A
They'd be
large
like,
is for 4
they'd be
people.
like, I
It
said
is
a
for 4
large.
people. 4 people, 5 people could probably eat a large fry from Five Guys
I know.
and be full.
oh yeah,
I mean,
Cortez, I actually paid $700 rims and tires. So if you want those
Ooh,
IROCs, $700.
Red Robin fries is
it.
good.
That's all it takes to get it. That's what you letting them go for.
Yeah.
Are we putting that on Instagram?
That's he said that's what I paid for. He's like, I'll pay what you pay. I'll pay $700.
Hey,
I got a set of stocks. Know what I'm saying? $700. That'll give me a fresh set of tires, and I could throw my Caprice hubcaps on.
You got the
I
rally?
ain't stripped there. No, not the rallies, but I mean, I got the actual, like, the steel wheels that the actual, and I have the the hubcap locks. That,
Okay.
You screw into the hubcaps and make sure they don't come off. So yeah, I mean, if you want to upgrade Cortez, holla at your boy.
Hey man,
Truck money is running rampant around here. I could do a lot with 700. You know what I'm talking about?
yeah, buddy. Hey, them IROCs look good on your car though. That paint,
What you say?
I like.
They really do. They really do.
Hey,
On
Dewan,
second thought, never mind.
hey, Dewan, highlight swaps comment.
Swaps. Hey man, I want to see it work. You go ahead and read it. You read it.
No, the other one.
So what did he say here though? What did
The Whataburger comment.
Okay, we wait. Where is it? Up further down?
It's down.
Okay, here we go. I got Whataburger ounce. First thing I ate being out the country.
Once, yeah.
Oh, once. Oh my god, I can't read.
he put ounce.
Oh, okay.
Once.
I thought maybe I misread it. Okay, so once, first thing I ate from being out the country tore my stomach up.
Because you're not built for this. I'm sorry.
Okay. So what
takes a Texas stomach?
No.
To
What
take
Alex
to
is saying is
Whataburger.
you gotta have a military stomach that can eat nasty shit.
No. Not even military. You just gotta be from Texas. You just gotta be from Texas.
Military stomach. First thing that happens is just get gas. That's it.
Well, I mean, I don't even know what I ordered. To tell you the truth, that's how. I can't even remember what I ordered. So that's if I can't remember what I ordered someplace, it wasn't that good. So I don't know. And I only went there once, so I gotta try it a second time for LS and see what they talk about.
I mean, like I said, I mean, Five Guys is nice. Like, I mean, me and the wife went there one time. I mean, the food was decent. I mean, we weren't like, oh my god, like it's terrible. But at the same time, it was like
They didn't give you all credit.
How much did we pay? How much did we pay for this?
Like 35 for 2 burgers.
Okay, hey, we need to get off the food topics.
Yeah, back to the tour. Did we ever get to the main topic?
No, we didn't even get to. We got air compressors. The last thing we talked about.
We pick a bad topic. It seems like we talked about everything else.
So yeah, the main topic was, you know what I'm saying, if you're the tools that you like kind of need to be like DIY, or if you're wanting to if you want to become a DIY do it yourself guy, some of the tools that you'll need. I think originally it started out as like we were just talking power tools, but I mean it's not all about power tools. I mean you could be a DIY guy without power tools. So I started without power tools. Although power tools will change your life and make shit a lot easier. However, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you can get away with, a lot less.
So, okay, let's start like for me. Starting out, all I needed was a socket and ratchet set. Like I just had a little Stanley set with all the metric sizes. So I say one, a nice socket, or ain't gotta be nice, just a full socket set with a ratchet, jack stands, a jack, and maybe an impact. But an impact could come later. But those are like the 3 things starting off right away for me. I need it. Because what the ratchet said, you're gonna get off all your parts. You more than likely you're gonna have to jack your car one time, and when you jack it, you're gonna need those stands. So those are the 3 basics for me.
Those are good. Those are good tools, man.
I mean,
agree with you. I started off with a ratchet set as well. Probably My first real ratchet set was like a Pittsburgh ratchet set, the little orange case one back in the day when it was orange and gray. It was like maybe 100 piece, one ratchet, I think a screwdriver, and a whole bunch of sockets, and maybe a adjustable wrench came in there. But I would say exactly what you said, something like that: a ratchet set and adjustable wrench, and whatever comes in that small kit they got. It was about as big as a laptop. It wasn't that big, but that got me down the road, man. And I didn't even have a jack stand yet. I was still using my car jack stand with the crank because I was still in high school. You know what I'm saying? I was still using it came with the car in the back until I was able to get my jack, and it was the small one at that. Not the ones we got that the low profile joints. It was the small one with the one that you can get at the parts store, not the big one at the parts.
Yeah,
small one. So that's what I started off with.
I still got the small one.
Yeah,
I started with.
Yeah, I like my low profile one now. The big 6-ton, I think, it's nice.
Yeah, so I mean that's like the bottom basics, starting just basic car maintenance. That's not like rebuilding, because rebuilding an engine, you're gonna learn about tools you never thought you needed. So, just like owning a house, like for me, the shower knobs in your shower, mine stripped. I didn't know they had a stem wrench. Like, what the hell's a stem wrench? A stem, or whatever. I'm like, so it's a special tool. You got to put on the stem to get it out. I didn't know about that. I mean, it's gonna be like little weird tools you might need that once you get into it, then you're gonna start collecting.
I've acquired a lot of tools over the time of always since I am a DIY person, I have no problem buying tools when I take on a task at the house, and that's how I get tools, and my wife is okay with it because I'm always like, well, yeah, I'll fix it. So I'm gonna go to the store and buy the tools, and I don't got to hear no problems. I don't have to hear no words about me buying tools because we both know that the shower needs fixed or this needs fixed or that, and that's how I get new pipe wrenches, pipe cutters and different things like that, and I can use them out there in the garage too. So I was somehow able to get a Milwaukee ratchet last time I did a water heater.
Somehow.
Praise him.
I was like, well, I'll do the water heater. I need to get this ratchet. I don't know how I didn't even really use it, but I was able to get the ratchet.
So, hey, to answer Craig.
So you finessed your way into a ratchet.
I got me a ratchet. I saved the house like $800 by doing the water heater myself.
Hey, Craig, that's one of my number one spots right now.
What's that? Where's Craig's comment? Which one?
Well, the one you got posted, highlighted.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's I think it's a California thing too.
Man, Ohio, we just here, man.
Hey, because we started with one, now we got like four or five of them now. But yeah, it's fire. So I'm trying to get out food. So let's go back. It's fire.
So what you think, LS? I mean, the tools. Like, what would be your bare minimum?
I mean, when I first started like gathering tools, I was just buying, sockets, screwdrivers, etc. from like Walmart. It was Stanley brand, if I'm not to be mistaken.
Yeah, Stanley's right.
Then from there, like I kind of stepped into, I discovered Harbor Freight, and I bought that. Actually, I didn't buy it, but my wife bought it for me. I think it was like a 301 piece set from them. They also have like a lower level. They have it branded as the Mechanics Toolkit. It's 225 pieces. It's $139.
Oh, you got a nice one.
It gives you a pretty. No. The one that I got was The one that my wife bought me was like $199. I want to say it's basically like 301 pieces. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like you get not only sockets, but you're getting. You know what I'm saying? You're getting like the hex. You're getting hex on the socket. You're getting star bits or star keys on a socket. And I mean it's only $199. You know what I'm saying, for 301 pieces. I mean overall, like I mean that's a great starter kit. I mean you have everything from uh, quarter-inch drive, 3/8 inch drive, and even up to half-inch drive. They provide, I believe, all three sockets. You get like, let me see here. I'm just trying to pull it up as y'all were discussing that one. You get, different screwdrivers. You even get like Starbit screwdrivers. You get all three of the ratchets. You get, a pair of dikes, a pair of um, pliers, needle nose. You get adjustable wrench. You get hexes. I mean, you really get a lot for the value. And what made me kind of decide on that one before I told my wife that was something that I wanted was, it was rated. I think it was like Trucking Magazine had like condoning it like a great starter set. You know what I'm saying, for mechanics. I mean, it comes in a nice big case. I eventually got rid of my case and just put everything into my toolbox. But for everything that it comes with 158, standard and metric sockets, 48 standard and metric bit sockets, 24 screwdrivers, three pliers, 10 standard and metric combination wrenches, 42 standard and metric hex keys. You got extension bars, adapters, ratchets, and universal joint adapters. And then it comes in the case, and that's all for $200. So I mean, I think that, I mean, that's a hell of a deal, and it'll give you a real good start. From there, you know what I'm saying, you can go and you can buy you, like Loco was saying, you can buy you an impact or you can buy you a ratchet. You know what I'm saying? Half-inch drive, 3/8 inch drive, and then you can adapt, down to a quarter-inch, or you can use a 3/8, or you can use it a half-inch. Me personally, I like to get everything pretty much, half-inch drive, and then if I need to adapt down to 3/8 or down to 1/4, I don't really use 1/4. So if I need to if I need to adapt down to 3/8, I'll use the 3/8. You know what I'm saying, with the the adapter, and then I'll go from there. And then of course, a good jack. Originally, I had the little shorter jacks. I personally kind of like the 6 ton jack stands from Harbor Freight. You can get a set. One set will probably do you well if you're just really trying to go all out. You can get 2 sets of the jack stands, and then get you one of
Yeah.
those double piston jacks, which will really make things easier. I'll have a video
Well,
coming about it a month about how I recently used it.
I'm telling you now, the little jack that I started with won't lift the car high enough for that 6 ton jack. It's like-
So yeah, I mean, if you get that 3 ton Jackson, man, I mean it'll get
yeah,
the
three
car up
ton will
high
work.
enough. Yeah, I mean it'll get the car up high enough to where, I mean, if that'll be like, that was, I would say, would be like the intermediate step between, if you do plan on getting like a lift or something like that. Me personally, I don't have any plans for it. I mean, putting it up on a jack stand using those 6 ton jack stands will get the car pretty much high enough for anything that I need to do. But depending upon what you're needing to do, what I'm saying, it could vary. You know what I'm saying? Now, will those 6 ton jack stands get it up high enough for exhaust? Probably not. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you're gonna be pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And that's one of those things that, if you're gonna
Nice.
be lifting up the car high enough to do exhaust or something like that, then you may want to consider, I don't know, getting a lift or taking it to a shop. But I mean, other than exhaust, I think that that jack, 3 ton jack with those 6 ton jack stands should be able to get your car high enough to where you can do anything that you need to do as far as rear end, suspension, anything of that nature.
Yeah, yeah, definitely correct. Yeah, Cortez. It's probably my fault. LS using these power tools.
Definitely your fault. I was out there thugging in the streets.
Man, it was so painful watching LS using this this open end wrench and little tiny ratchet. I'm like,
I was out there thugging, bro. I was in these streets.
Hey,
I was in these streets with a ratchet and wrenches, bro. Like,
nah.
for real.
hey, man. I still use a lot of hand tools. You know, I just recently got that ratchet. It made a big difference. But other than that, I was using
cases,
hand tools.
you have to use hand tools. Some cases, you use wasting time.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes the clearance just isn't there, and you have to use a hand tool. But if you have clearance, use a power tool.
Yeah, be careful though. I did crack some stuff with that ratchet. It's not even an impact.
Yeah, the job that I did today, which y'all will see eventually. Yeah, that power tool made it that much easier. Like if I was trying to do that by hand, yeah, it definitely would have been a whole lot more difficult. So,
did you use an impact to take that tank down?
Well, not the impact. I'll just use the impact driver. Yeah, well, not the impact wrench. I use the impact driver, which is the one that I have my Milwaukee here.
Okay.
I had the Milwaukee on deck.
Y'all, you know what's funny is y'all educated me on that.
Driver versus wrench.
Yeah, this whole time, man, and you know, I consider myself kind of experienced around tools. You know, I just considered it an impact. I seen it said impact on it, and I was just like, okay, cool. I can put tips in here, but I didn't know that they rated them completely different because, you know, I just figured it was a 3/4 impact because I put the tip in there and it could do 3/4. I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah, it's inch pounds versus foot pounds.
So that was huge. I need to get a new impact wrench. So let's see. Power tools are nice. I'm a believer now. Thanks, Loco and LS. So Cortez is in the game. Oh, what's that? Blues Clues.
Oh, Milwaukee.
What are you talking about?
Blue Clues.
Hey! I'm still waiting on my stimulus check. LS must have got it a long time ago.
Over here buying everything. He's like, what impact should I get, guys? He's like, this dude over here spending money.
Yeah, Craig. Making your own tools is cool, but I'm not at the level where I can make my own power tool. When I can make my own power tool is over.
Oh, I was gonna say, make what tools? Yeah. I don't think I mean, it would be cool to make one. I'm trying to keep it easy.
Like that spring compressor, I was on the edge of making my own.
Yeah. How did that turn out, man? Tell us now that we are on here. So what exactly, what do you mean spring compressor and, you know, the valve spring? How did that turn out? Did you get it done and everything?
So, yeah, it's done. So the one that Harbor Freight sells and the ones that you used, it's a shit design to me because the ones with the little twist handle on it, the legs are staggered. I don't like that one spring goes underneath the other spring.
Yeah, like
you know what I mean? Yeah. Now the OEM tools one from AutoZone, they both hit the same spring at the same time. So that did a better job of holding the spring from that tension exploding. Because like my first the tool I had for like a number of years, I don't know if it's Harbor Freight or what, but it bent. And because it was bent and it was like staggered, that bottom leg would always kick out once I put some tension on it. So it took me 4 or 5 compressors to get one to actually work the first time.
Wow. And
that was OEM tools from AutoZone. and it was like it was easy. Like it came off easy. When I was fighting with the other tool, that like the other tool for me is more designed for like small black Chevys or like Olds engines.
I believe it's definitely for older, bigger.
Those type of springs, because the LS springs was a different beat. I know people do it, but it's a pain.
It is. It sucked, but I did it I did like 5 or 6 heads, maybe 7, because I had one head that was jacked up. I had to take it back off, all the springs back out of it. But the thing is, at least you didn't try something new on YouTube Live, like your second or third YouTube Live on your channel. I tried my very first valve spring job on YouTube Live. I was out there sweating. I was very nervous. I was very new on YouTube. I think I had like 90 subscribers at the time, and I'm still very new. But I was just like, oh my God, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. And I actually had viewers for the first time. I had like 12 people on there, and I was out there fighting, but I figured it out. And now I like that tool. I really do like it, because when I get it on there, you said they're offset, but that gets me on one coil and it gets me on the next one, and then I twist it and I bind it and I push down.
But what it does is, let's try to see the camera. It almost puts the one of the edges too far on the edge when it's like slanted. So if that slips a little bit, the whole tool kicks off.
It can be dangerous.
Whereas the other tool, it's locked in there. Like even if you turn it, it's going to turn how was locked on that spring. Like I said, this is not the first. I've done multiple spring jobs and never had that problem. But some reason, the other problem too is the LS, that 6.0 was caked up with grease and dirt. The 5.3 was easy. Like the other tool might have worked fine on my 5.3, but that 6, like I had to hit it with a mallet to get those keepers up.
Yeah, I do that almost every time with the mallet. Boom. Then I got my magnet. Pulled them out.
No, I mean like I had to hit that.
Wow.
I had to hit it like hard to get those keepers to break loose.
Yeah, I had a couple when I was doing those 243 heads and replacing the springs. I had a couple that like I had to kind of like hit with a mallet to get the keepers, or like even the valve to kind of drop, to get it to where I could get that spring off, because it was just caked up from use and everything like that.
Yeah, it was caked up.
Did it make you feel like maybe I should go ahead and replace the keepers?
No.
No.
Not the keepers.
Like, I mean, it may kind of make you question the valve seals, but not the keepers.
You're right. I should have replaced the valve seal. There's a lot of things that now that I've been through engine.
The seals I always replace.
You always replace them? I didn't replace them on either one of my builds. And my next one, and I think y'all gonna find out, I'm gonna get rid of this Denali eventually. It's gonna go away eventually.
Yeah.
Eventually, it's gonna have to go away soon.
And the only reason, like when I rebuilt my Cutlass or the 350 Rocket, some of the seals were gone. Like I didn't even know where the fuck the seals are.
How does that even work?
Like either they didn't put them in, but they were gone. Like out of the 8, like 4 or 5 of them were gone.
So you just drove around with like white smoke going everywhere, or like?
No. Well, I mean, no. It's like I bought the car like that.
Oh, okay.
Built, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no. White smoke was coming out, and he was like, "Oh yeah, it probably has a blown head gasket." Yeah, has no seals.
Just smoking up the place, man.
Yeah, all the oil is going straight in. So.
Yeah, next time around, I'll do valve seals. It's an oversight.
Keepers don't have wear on them.
No keeper should have any wear on them. I feel Loco had to make my own tool. But yeah, it's the thing too, and this is one of the things a DIY person would tell you is once you find a process that works for you, even though if everybody else uses a different method, you find a way that works for you, and you get used to it and you use it. Right now, I'm very comfortable with that tool. I'll probably just continue to use that tool. Even though I know it's a little bit of hard work for me, I'm comfortable. I know it's worked. I've used it before. Yes, there's more efficient ways to do it, but for me, that's how I'm going to do it while I have the heads off. I haven't done it with the heads on yet. That's a whole different animal. You got to compress the cylinder and keep the valves up. It's a different gamble that I haven't done yet. So, any of you guys done them with the cylinders on, with the heads on?
Nah.
What'd you say? I didn't even hear you. I was breaking up.
Did like valve springs with the heads on the block?
No.
Like, have you ever attempted that?
No. Because I mean, I've never like every build I do is normally a complete rebuild.
Okay.
Actually, hold on. Let me think. No.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it's always been heads off. I mean, you can put the air into like the first cylinder and do it that way. Yeah, sure.
You can do air. A lot of people do like the dowel rod.
Screwdriver.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, dowel rods, screwdrivers, whatever.
you can do string too, I guess, right? Or is that a different something else where they fill it up with like yarn or something? You ever seen that? They just keep putting a whole bunch of like rope in there, and then that'll keep everything up. They just pull it out.
That must be a country bush.
Hey, I'm from Ohio, so
Works.
we farmers. Hey, Ohio's like a farm state, man.
So is Kansas and Missouri.
Yeah,
So is Texas.
yeah, for real. But
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think I don't know, man. I think we kind of hit all the angles, man, on the tool conversation. So, did you guys have anything else for tonight? I feel like we're trying so hard to stay to the structure, but we keep going off the path.
we way out.
Well,
We're
I mean,
like-
y'all started bringing up food. Like when you get on food, like, oh yeah, that's my jam right there.
I mean, and I mean, originally we wanted to keep it to an hour, but of course, you know, we don't want to cramp the style of the authenticity, you know what I'm saying, of the podcast to try to make a timeline. So I mean, if it does happen to go over, then you know, I'm pretty sure that it'll be something that, you know, is informational or educational or, you know, entertainment, you know what I'm saying, for whoever, you know, ends up coming across it.
Yeah, tools ends this conversation. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we actually had this talk before we started. I was like, guys, we need to narrow down.
You did.
Like if we're talking power tools, I was like, yo, if we're gonna just talk power tools, we need to narrow it down. Either like impact wrenches, impact, the other ones.
My response was just power tools.
Yeah,
Hey, since we're talking power tools, what's in the box?
Yeah.
The big red shiny box.
in this box,
Power tool box. The Milwaukee box.
The one you flashed in front of us.
Yeah, the one you showed on to the viewers and then show them the whole thing. Especially since you're going MIA for a month.
Right. So like in this box we have an M12.
Ooh, stubby.
Cool.
Stubby?
Drive. Yeah, stubby
Ooh.
has drive impact wrench.
555-22.
Yeah, get that part number.
Part number,
This,
yep.
25522.
Yeah, so this was the one that came with the impact wrench, the charger. It came with a 2.0 amp battery. It also came with a 4.0 amp battery and the bag.
Okay.
But it was that deal from Home Depot, but it also came with a 6 amp battery as well.
Oh, it did. Okay. So three.
That battery
You got the 3 batteries.
Yeah, so it's 3 batteries. So it's like that 6.0 battery by itself is like $100 worth of battery. So
Dang.
So now
that's a
now
deal,
we
man.
need the So all you need is a 3/8 now.
No,
Well,
just
I
adapt
only-
down, man. Just adapt down. Adapt down.
Hey,
To
hey,
be
you gotta
honest,
collect
I
them
mean,
all.
I need a ratchet. I need a 3/8 ratchet. I don't really see the need for a 3/8
See,
impact.
I
But
agree. I agree.
if I had a 3/8, my goal, or my plan is to have a 3/8 ratchet
So
and then from there.
the
And
funny
then
thing
I
is,
think I'll be complete. Other than what me and Loco talked about.
so the funny thing is, you've always been 1/2 inch. I've always been 1/4 and 3/8. Always.
Right. And I mean, my thought process behind that is that I can always adapt down. Like I'll have the power of the bigger tool, but I'll always be able to adapt it down to 3/8, 1/4.
So
Probably not
so
But
for
I'll-
me,
It's,
most of my stuff 7 to 10 millimeter, I use 1/4. 10 to
Yeah.
like 15, I use 3/8. Anything bigger than 15, I use 1/2 inch. So I rarely have to use the bigger one besides like the crank, wheel lugs. Like I said, 15 I can use either 3/8 or 1/2 inch. So majority, if I'm engine building, I'm only using my 3/8 and my 1/4 inch.
Well, we only using the impact really for wheels and suspension, anyways,
Right.
and
which
putting that gas tank up.
no, LSU's 1/2 inch for everything.
no, actually,
Everything 7 millimeters,
I put the gas
10
tank
millimeter.
in the impact I put the gas tank up using the impact driver. I didn't even because I mean,
So,
it's
Hey,
still
LS.
in a box. I haven't opened it yet. That's,
Hey, LS. I got something that 90% of people don't have, which is weird, but it's something I wanted. At O'Reilly's or anywhere, show me a 1/4 inch impact socket.
a 1/4 inch impact.
Socket set.
Ooh, so like the hardened, the black ones.
Yeah, the black.
Impact set, not like the chrome shit.
Yeah,
Impact
the hardened
1/4
black.
inch sockets.
I mean, but like,
I want,
Why do you do you want those though?
because if you do something like say I've cracked chrome sockets and 1/4 inch all the time. I've cracked 3/8 all the time. So if I'm using between 7 to 1/4 inch goes to like 14 or something like that. I've cracked bolts, rusted on bolts with those chrome sockets, especially Harbor Freight ones. The only sockets I haven't cracked from Harbor Freight are impact sockets, and they don't make a 1/4 inch impact socket set. Like Craig probably doesn't even own them.
We lost them. We lost them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we lost them.
I'm right here.
Yeah, in the dark. He right to play with the.
How long?
We hear you,
with the
but
stubby.
we don't see you.
He right to playing with the stubby.
But in the black box,
That sounded nasty.
Yeah, so that's
That
yeah.
sounds disgusting.
hey, you the one with the lights off. The cam off.
hey, Craig said impact sockets break just as easy as the chrome ones. They just don't shatter
I
as
don't
bad.
know.
Is that the case? They don't shatter, or they just
None,
crack?
none of them. You hear a big pop when them things break, and all of a sudden the bolt's all smooth because you can't.
Ooh,
Like it just you think it's loose, but no, the socket's cracked. The bolt's still on there. Yeah, but see, the only time I've cracked the impact, like I did something stupid, like I put a chrome 1/4 inch on like an exhaust bolt on an LS engine. So one, I was my bad for putting a 1/4 inch on a fucking exhaust bolt. Yeah, because like those are 10 millimeter, which you can put a 1/4 inch 10 millimeter. You think, oh, it's 10 millimeter is gonna break? No, exhaust bolt.
exhaust bolts be hardened. They be so hardened because of the heat cycles.
Rusted
like-
on there, yeah.
Speaking of exhaust,
taking something apart, half inch.
But
Do you guys, for your builds, as far as exhaust, are you guys going to just take it to the exhaust shop, like, or are you going to go get like a pipe set? Because at Jags they do sell, or at the place around the corner. We're not going to say their names anymore. Okay. These people, these part stores, they sell exhaust kits with all the bins and everything in them. Do you think it's worth it to go ahead and build your own exhaust kit, or just send it down the street to your local muffler guy and have them just bang, bang, get it done? Because it's, an exhaust is something that, you want it done right. You just want it done real quick,
But hey, Dewan, let me tell you this. Once you build your turbo kit, you'll never go to exhaust shop again.
Okay. Because all my exhaust will at that point go out the hood.
No. I'm saying the amount of fabrication on pipes, you're like, why am I paying someone at whatever Midas muffler to put these in for me when I can weld the pipe myself?
See, that's the thing, man. There's still a lot of uncertainty for me as far as what metal I can weld, what steel I can weld, and what two I can weld together. I'm still trying to figure that out because I got stainless headers, and then I'm trying to figure out, okay, what because I'm not doing turbo yet. Not yet.
So the question isn't what you can weld, because you can weld flux and it'll stick. It's what's going to last and what's going to break and crack. But two different metals. They all will stick. Like, you can use a flux core and it'll stick, but it'll crack eventually.
I mean, if there is a local exhaust guy, like, I mean, because in the Killeen area, I was in a shop that I will not name. I mean, and they be taxing. You know what I'm saying? So, like, to find somebody that can, bend the pipe the way that you need it bent and, just weld it together. You know what I'm saying? It's like a hit or miss. That's why I try to stay in tune with, the other guys that are doing bills, or like, hey, who do you use for your exhaust? Because, the big name guys that everybody knows, because that's where a lot of people go. Those are the ones that, they tend to charge a whole lot more, because, that's what everybody uses. Everybody doesn't know about the other guys.
So a lot of people just want to get it done, and they don't go through the hassle of actually doing it themselves. But like a lot of the bends that they put on your car is pre-made.
Yeah, that's
it's pre-bent. They look on their rack of different bends, like, oh yeah, that'll work, and then they
Well, I don't know. I mean, the shops, for most part, the shops that I've been to, like, I've seen them like take a straight pipe and bend it to the point to where it needs to be. I mean, I do know that there are pre-bent Mandrel bent, kits out there that you can use, but every vehicle may differ, a little bit. So, I mean, I would rather have mine specifically for my vehicle versus, don't get me wrong. Like, I mean, a pre-made kit will work, because, like, for my C10, like, I bought the cross member that had, like, the holes for the, to pretty much just run it straight back. And that's exactly what I did. On my C10, I didn't take it to a shop. You know what I'm saying? I ran straight from the headers, reduced it down to 2.5 inch. You know what I'm saying? And I ran that pipe like all the way back, like down there to the axle, and then I dumped it. You know what I'm saying? Just using, clamps or whatever.
So
if it's a straight shot like that, then you could just pretty much clamp it yourself, and it'll give you the same result.
So number one, the quickest and the fastest thing for most people to do is put turn downs. Turn downs like right below your driver's seat, or however straight far back. And then two is like, you can buy a tube bender for $200 at Harbor Freight. So it depends on your finances, your space of what you want to do, how many vehicles you own. Like, I'd say, for example, Steve Steve bought a what $5,000 to $10,000 tire machine because he's paying all his money for all his vehicles to keep paying for that service. It was cheaper for him to invest in his own tire machine than to pay a shop every time he needed his rims and tires changed. Right. So it's all about perspective of how often you're going to use that tool and if it's worth the money and spending. So like I have 9 cars. A tube bender, if I know from now on this is going to start me doing all my exhausts, doing all my turbo builds, a pipe bender might be in my best interest to spend that $200 than to pay, because stainless steel is expensive. Right. Mild steel is still expensive. So, and then for me to pay a shop to bend it for me, and first I got to tow my vehicle to the shop, which that's a dolly. I don't have a dolly. You might have to go get a U-Haul. It just doesn't make sense for me. Now, if I have a vehicle that's driving, I just got straight headers. Yeah, you can drive it there, pay the $200 and then be done. If you have one car, it just depends.
See, that's I'm kind of thinking about the approach that
because you might get a Cadillac converter for $200 around where I'm at.
See, we don't have to have catalytic converters here. We don't have to have them here on old cars like with antique tags, which that's what I'm probably gonna get on my cars. I got so many of them that they put limitations on how many miles and stuff.
For Texas, I believe it's like 1981 and before last time. Well, when I had that 81 box, I think it was like 81. I mean, as the years go on, I think that it may fluctuate. But yeah, the last time I checked, like 1981 and before, you didn't have to have Cadillac converters. But anything after that, technically they were not allowed to. But if you pay cash, then they could do it, and then we can just deny that we ever did your exhaust, pretty much.
Well, yeah, like I said, like Kansas don't have emissions tests. Missouri does. So it depends on the state you live in too.
Yeah, in Ohio they don't. From what I understand, I don't want anybody to see this as religion, but from what I understand, you don't have to have it on antique cars. If it's older than like 25 years old or whatever, that's what I recall. 25. It might be. Yeah, it was a long time.
So here is 30. Here is 35 years. I think LS is like 20 or 30 something.
Yeah, it's like 20 something.
Yeah, it's 35 here. 35 is antique here.
35. Yeah, I think Ohio. Mm-hmm. And I got antique tags on my Mazda, and it's an 87, so it's less than 35 years old.
So for me, I was happy when I got to find out that I didn't own an 87 and actually owned the 84, because therefore my taxes are like, it went from like maybe $300 to like $30 for my tags.
Yeah, and they last for like 5 years. Well, here they last.
Yeah, they're like
years.
It's. I think it's like 3 to 5 years.
5 years too. If you get an antique, it's 5 years too. You don't have to worry about inspection. However, for us, you can only drive them to like parades, car meets, etc., etc.
There's no limit here.
Have classic tags, you could drive it daily. I mean, you may be able to get away with it daily with a antique tag, but
anywhere I go is a car show anyway, so
Hey, right. If I'm on the highway, it's a car show.
It's lit.
It's a car show anywhere I go.
As long as I'm turning necks, breaking necks, it's a car show.
Right. It's a car show anywhere I go.
It's a head turner.
But yeah, man, I mean, especially for these old cars, you're putting a lot of time in. You probably ain't gonna be driving it all winter anyways. Probably not gonna be driving it, well, at least I'm not gonna be driving some of these cars in the rain because they leak. But like some of them, you ain't gonna be driving that much, so. And you got a lot, so you ain't really got to worry about the miles.
So, Craig, let me answer Craig real quick. Kansas doesn't have any inspections unless you
don't
buy
know
a car with an out-of-state title. Then you have to do a VIN inspection. That's the only inspection they do.
Wow. 10 cars, brother.
Who has 10 cars?
Mr. Random says Cat Loco has 10 cars.
No, I have 9 cars. I ain't got 10 yet.
No, I got 9.
Ooh, one up.
Well, I mean, technically,
Not 10, 9.
okay. If you count my wife's car, yeah, we have 10.
That's a lot of cars, but I can't really talk because I got like at least 6 vehicles, including a bike.
I think Steve had 15 at one point, 15 or 30, something crazy.
Yeah, it's a lot for the front of the house, especially those 2.
Now they're not all here. No, 3 of them aren't here.
Loco got them stashed in storage spots.
It's storage in people's houses.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So for Texas, it says the Cadillac converter will be considered as part of the exhaust system on all vehicles prior to 1984. Will be inspected only visually if present for leakage. On 1984 and later model light truck and passenger cars, the Cadillac converter will be checked for presence and leakage. Flexible tubing, which meets the requirements listed below, may be used anywhere in the exhaust system. So,
Only 10.
prior to 1984, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Cortez, right?
1984,
Yeah, Cortez is right. Kits. There's so many kits out there. You can find a manual bend or whatever bend you want. S bends, J bends, U bend. I've learned a lot of bends from doing my turbo. I'll tell you that.
You know, I actually know how to bend pipe. I know, 'cause
one of my secret skills. I know how to bend
Late
I
pipe,
I
bend
don't only
pipe.
run wire. I don't only run wire. I've been pipe.
yeah. So I actually know how to bend conduit. So it's probably very similar. I feel like the bends are a little bit tighter though in the car. The offset, we do real big offsets, you know, typically for our wire runs. But yeah, man, maybe I might get a bender and start bending some exhausts. You said they got one at the Harbor Freight?
Yeah, it's like $200, something like that.
I might consider that, man. It's not hard math. It's really all math, but it's not that hard.
It's space for me. Like whenever I get this new house, which I'm still fighting my wife to go get it. I'm gonna have a pipe bender. I mean, I might just get one anyway, but I really need space.
Freight pipe bender. Oh yeah. Now this is definitely not like the benders we use, but
was it like $199 or what is it?
It's $99.99, but I use a Chicago bender most of the time. Yeah, $100.
Oh, even better.
12-ton hydraulic pipe bender.
Even better.
Half inch. This only goes up to 2-inch. This is an electrical type, I feel like.
Yeah, I mean you want at least 4-inch.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends though. I mean, if you can buy what you need, like I say, you can buy those bends already if you have to.
True.
Or they have mandrel bends, which has like 5 different bends, or I'm gonna say 5, 3 to 5 different bends in one piece, and you just cut what you need. And then from there, actually, so if you watch anyone do turbos, you can make any pipe do what you want. That's why they do pie cuts. Pie cuts is how you change direction of the pipe.
I've seen some people do pie cuts. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, pie cuts is how you manipulate the pipe.
Bend conduit, it can't be hard. Yeah, it's not that bad. Like you said, Mr. Random, bending conduit is fairly simple. It's not hard math. And then, but if you're doing a build and you're not going turbo later, it's a one-time thing. It's a one-time thing. The bottom of the car ain't changing much. Sometimes it is easier just to take it to the exhaust shop. Especially if it's $200, $300 and he gonna have it done in like a day. We're not talking about weeks. We're talking about you gonna have your car ready for the driving around tomorrow or tonight.
The only thing I pay for is tint because I don't want to mess with it.
I just don't want my exhaust.
I've wasted material and tint that I could have paid someone to do it in like an hour, just trying to learn.
Yeah, I just don't want my stuff rattling like I bought a pre-made kit for the Denali, and I go to McDonald's. I got to turn off my car. It's rattling and it's vibrating against the frame and everything like that. It's probably got a lot to do with how I installed it, but I just would rather not have to deal with that. After spending money, I'm upset about that.
So why did you do an LS swap yourself?
Because I mean that. Why did I do that?
Well, when you could just took the shop and be done in like 2-3 weeks.
No, because like I'm not happy with the result of the exhaust I put on the Denali. It makes so much, it rattles. You see what I'm saying? Like I can't go to McDonald's. You know what I mean? Like, and order my food without turning my car off and stuff. You know what I mean?
So your decision was based on McDonald's making noise.
I mean, couldn't you just add like additional exhaust hangers to like hold it in place?
That might be an option. I haven't thought of that because that would require like fabricating, right? Like a little bit more welding and stuff. I wasn't thinking like that at that point.
I'm gonna talk to you after your turbo build, and then we'll have the same conversation.
One of the cars will get turbo for sure.
You talk about, man, I wasted money all these years going to a damn exhaust shop. Your whole train of thought can change. Watch.
Man, so yeah, man. You guys say we're going to wrap this up real quick? Not real quick, actually, but you guys want to wrap this up?
Swap said the exhaust can get pricey quickly.
Most of the time, owners take care of me quick, fast. Exhaust can get pricey quickly. Conduit, yep, he knows. I've been conduit. Can be hard. It can't be hard. And OC was good. But yeah, man, I think we're gonna start wrapping things up.
So LS is normally the closer.
Yeah, that's his. He got the motivation.
Yeah.
Yes. Hey, y'all get your finger snaps ready. You know what I'm saying? I got something new for y'all today.
Hell yeah, excellent.
Hold on.
Oh, you muted. Oh, there you go.
What the hell is that?
All right. So, that was me accidentally pulling out the headset. All right, so
he's like, I'm done.
Today's motivational words come from General George S. Patton, and they say, accept the challenges so that you can feel the exhilaration of victory.
Hey, that's what yeah, man. That's pretty cool.
And, you gotta feel it. I accepted the challenge of rebuilding the 6.0 so that I could feel the exhilaration of victory. Like, you just don't know how good it felt for something that I built to actually run. You know what I mean? Being that I had never done it before. So like,
confidence level went up, like boom.
Yeah, he raced it. He raced like what Steve said, you can't tell him shit no more.
It's like an achievement award on Xbox or something. It's like, it's like you have built an engine. Record and show your friends.
See me doing the money dance.
Yeah.
Man,
record and show your friends.
No, so it kind of ties into identify your weaknesses, make it your strengths, but accept the challenges so that you can feel the exhilaration of victory. You know what I'm saying? So,
all right, then, gentlemen. Appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all heard it from LS, man. Keep grinding, and we'll see y'all next month. Peace.
home.